everybody. Hello and welcome back to Akimbo on some CS2 action. Sorry for the delay. There were some issues with some servers, and yeah, we finally got in. So yeah, we got everything set up, so it should be good to go. Today is going to be Akimbo versus Tribe. This is going to be, I believe, the last match of the season so far, up until we get into the playoffs and everything. We did see the knife go through, unfortunately, at the last second there. And it looks like that went towards Akimbo. We're going to pop right in really quickly, and I'll go over all the fun stuff I love to do while we're in game. In which case, it will be Ancient, by the way, so let's go ahead and dive in. We've already got some deaths on the way, so let's hurry in. And it is somewhat favoring, and it definitely is favoring now, Akimbo as of now, and we get to roll in to see my face again. All right. So first round is actually going to be going to Akimbo here. And so that's going to be great. All right, and the match is paused. So for some free time, look at that. So looks good. There we are. Alrighty. So going to see everything roll through. And we're going to wait for the pause. Yep, we got the first round. That's great. And while they're on pause, I'm going to make sure that everything is good to go, because I'm actually seeing some stuff that I don't think we should. As far as some of the things, I think this last update really messed some stuff up here. So I think that should have done that. And so we'll see if that fixed that or not. And now we get to roll back into the game. There we go. All right, let's see how it rolls. And ABP, yeah, give it a shot. See if it lets you in with what I put for you earlier. Hopefully that does what it needs to do. Just like we get to see what the boys get to do here. A lot of MP9s. I love it. Spray and pray. Drew gets one. But from behind, more MP9s. No, they're just waiting to see the last person here. Kermie. Well, hello there, Kermie. Enzo. So they do get the bomb planted for Tribe, but unfortunately that's how that's going to roll. Double deaths on the way. Yep. I feel you there, though, ABP. Took 10 times for me, so... you may have to just keep it trucking along with that. Yeah. All right, so that's 2 in a row. Looking solid. Now we're going to see the buy-up coming in. Round number 3. They decided to hold there and make sure they didn't overspend. We have seen some teams do so, and then they're down to, round 4 before they're actually able to buy up. All right. Starting off with some defaults. Love it. Smoking it off. I think it's one of my favorite things to see is just the lineups. Like, look at this. Look at this. Just the tiniest little spot. Get everything lined up. And just waiting for it to be pixel perfect. All right, pumping through. They didn't expect Halen to be there, so Enzo is going to be Dunzo. And as we roll through, the flashes will be popping off. Good old Kermie, seeing if he can pop up real quick. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Unfortunate. Weezy going to go down, and we have, I believe, our first disconnection. And so there'll probably be a pause coming in from that. Lula, unfortunately, gone. You're going to see Drew for 2, Taggy for 1. All right, and there we go. Last for Halen. And here we go again for round 3 onto the board. All right, looking good. And now we're back to pause. We're going to get a little bit of a timeout here. And I do see the chat is still rolling, so we're going to switch back to me. And I'm going to see if I can't go through and make sure everything is good there. All right. All right. Here we go. All right, so we're back in, although those pause and technical timeouts have been burned. So, unfortunately, that's definitely a thing. But here we go. 4th round finally commencing and on the way. All right. Unfortunately, Weeza getting dinked out of existence right off the bat. Those Deagles are deadly, but not as deadly as the rage-induced Lula, who took probably multiple attempts to get back in. So the rage is real. Okay, Taggy getting, again, the one-tap dink. Not great. But, again, we have Halen and Lula. Drew going for the throat punch with the Arctic, the AWP. Lovely. Enzo trying to do something here. Having a bit of a hard time. There we go. Lula pulling out the pistol. And just to make it look nice to finish it up. All right, so we're at 4-0. Looking good. Looking solid. Everybody's still in the lobby. Looks like a great round that should be coming up. A lot of equipment's going to be used. Everybody has exactly what they want. Ton of AKs rolling. And looks like it's going to be util dump central here in mid. Ooh, Lula giving away some position here. Getting some damage through the wall and through the smoke. Oh, Halen just eating the nade. Going straight 50 on his health. Popping through early. It's going to be Lula. Gets 1, but does some damage, but doesn't get 2. Enzo's there to recover. Goes for the spray here. And Weeza is just waiting. Waiting for somebody to just you dare them to touch the crosshair. So we may see an altercation pop through here in just a second. Gotta watch out for the molly. Getting some of that extra damage. Good call and a quick drop on the smoke. Weeza pushing up just a little bit. Bomb still has not made it on site. We are seeing a little bit of a rotation coming in. And holding off with the molly here just to make sure that nobody's popping through. Enzo getting into the corner position, but as soon as he smokes disappear, I think he's going to be gone, and he is. Weeza getting deleted, and has that always been blue fire? Or am I just seeing things? But you know what I am seeing is the smoke is about to disappear, and I think people are about to fall. Now, who's it going to be? Oh, that's going to be Taggy on the quick flick, but they definitely see Flixie and Taggy. They just go hand in hand, but that's going to be Taggy to go ahead and take it all the way home, and that's going to be 5-0. All right. Great and fantastic start. Great run. Definitely getting some of those extra rounds to pad it potentially for later if needed. All right, we're down to pistols again. We do have some utility and some decent, some Kevlar as well for all but one, and that's okay. But we got those hand cannons. So you got to watch out for those. We got a ton of flashes about to drop, but is that enough to do it? Actually, it is. Vin's going to go ahead and get Halen, but Taggy's going to refrag, but can't see anything. Gets himself 3. Weeza gets 1, and Kermie somewhere in the middle there. And then Drew cleans up the last one. Just in time. All right, Akimbo definitely coming into play, wanting to clean this last game of the season up in the right way. Now we're going to have a little bit of a timeout coming in for Tribe. They want to make sure that they're having this nice conversation about what they need to do. So right now, they are not finding any footholds. All right, timer's been running down again. Timeout is over. And we're going to try it again. We got a full stack of AKs. We got all the util again that you would fully expect. And we're off to the races. Bomb headed over towards B, kind of gearing up for it. We're going to have that mid dump. All right, Halen getting the first drop. Enzo going down. Got to have that smoke in the air. Halen getting 2 of them. That's going to be more than enough. And Taggy here to refrag. But just enough to be able to keep him alive. But then coming from the rear is going to be a Lula. And then there's Drew. Always playing the last player. I love it. Everybody sharing is caring. I mean, come on. Right now, we're looking at some good score lines, I bet. Want to go ahead and check everybody's real quick. Everybody, again, yeah, sharing is caring. Look at that. 8, 6, 8, 6. The only one who's not, he just, and then in the middle is Taggy with 7. So everybody's just absolutely sharing across the board. No one's running away with it. It's the whole team doing 100% solid. And headed up into the middle, Enzo goes for the spray and pray. He actually is able to take down Halen. Literally from a 100% blind luck. I don't think he could see anything, but he's going to make his way through. All right, slowly making his way. Taggy's going to pop the corner. But I don't know if it's going to be expected. Right into the smoke. Vin pushes forward, but just to the side. Tag's able to get 1. And the rotation is real. Weeza, really interesting angle here. Ooh. Being able to get right in the core, right in the stomach. Kermie and CLX. That's going to be for 2. They're going to go ahead and come back for the push. That's 3 for Weeza. Weeza all over everyone. Then you have the last one, but that's going to be a Weeza going down after 3. But Lula go ahead and not only refrag, but saving the AWP. That was a wonderful play. Very much so. Very, very ballsy to move up that far. But definitely coming out ahead. And then we got another timeout. Another one. Tribes is trying to figure out what is happening. And you know what? You know what else? You know what's happening? Akimbo's happening. Especially when everybody wants to just double, triple up on their kills. Yeah, that's going to go in the Weeza montage. Oh, yeah. Gonna have that 3D inhaler come in for at the beginning of the montage. Absolutely, it's gonna be a montage moment with how these kills are coming in from Weeza. But we're gonna start it over here. We're gonna try again. We got the Tech 9 round. These are my scariest ones. Taggy gets 1. Drew gets another one. Halen comes to the side, gets another, and a Taggy and a Lula. Flawless round. Again, those Tech 9 rounds really do scare me. You never really know how they're gonna go. They could go like that, or all of a sudden they're getting obliterated. You never know. But now that round is already very swiftly over, and we're going back to the AKs, but we're 9-0. I mean, Tribe could do great. You know, we could flip over. Tribe could do great. They could do just the same. Well, the problem is they've got to at least get around. They're going to be swapping a match point. That's, you know, assuming 12 flawless rounds. I mean, we are seeing that coming to fruition here. if possible, for the side of Akimbo. But to then be that close to match point is going to be rough. We's are already starting it rough. Taking a lot of damage, but does secure that kill. Let's see what they can see here for Enzo. Pops the corner. They don't expect the opper to be in the mid, but it is what it is. Sometimes going to rotate in, so that's going to be at least 2 for 1. And so right now, Flixie's trying to make up for lost time, but can't because Alula comes from the rear. And then there was one, the bomb carrier, which is slowly making their way over towards B and might be able to catch. Oh, no. Depends which way they look. Drew might get caught off guard here. Oh, wait. Oh, it's expected. Jiggle and wiggle, and Drew gets it. Oh, boy. We are to double digits already. And you know what? We may have had some technical difficulties, but you know what? Akimbo's making up for lost time because they're just ready to steamroll this. Yeah, they definitely want to make up this lost time. And they rack and stack and try it again. Not as much cash available here. But it's going to be enough. They've got the AKs. There is a Galil in the mix, which, you know, I always love it when he gets... Oh, he's almost getting a collateral. Does get CLX, which seems to be the one who seems to be the bullet magnet for him, but, you know, you can't really help that. Although we are going to see doubles disappear. It's down to 2-2, and we have at least... We know the bomb carrier has been made its way over to A. Now, that's going to be Kermie off to the side. But will they suspect mid here? Vinny's going to get one. And looking at the wrong time, they cross-thread it, and, well, unfortunately... Kermie's going to get that last kill, and they are going to get the bomb planted at the last possible second, so that's going to be at least 1 round. Yeah, that was such a close collateral, though. That would have been epic. They were just a couple pixels over. But let's see if what is possible yet again. All right, mid is completely clear. We've got a 4-man huddle over towards B and one potentially loner. That's going to be ye old Kermie. But unfortunately, that is going to be out now. They've already got the spray and pray coming through the smoke. They don't check here in the corner. That's going to be 2 for the side of Alula. Pops the corner, but that's actually going to be Halen coming in to clutch that up. Very nice. All right, and that's going to be 11-1. Absolutely. Let's give a round of applause to ADP for getting the boys ready for this. Making sure that they were absolutely in their spot with all the fields ready to go. All right, we swapped sides. We're back on pistols. Let's see if Akimbo can grab their second pistol of this game. And it slowed all the way down. Everything is just the slowest. They haven't made the move yet. They don't want to make that mistake. I mean, we're 11-1. If they make this happen, that's 12-1. And if they make it happen, that means they're going to be on full buy, or, well, mostly buy, coming up in here into the next round. And then if they are able to do that, then that's going to be basically a force or pistols working their way up. So Kermie gets one. Drew gets a Kermie. Pop of the corner here. We see a barrel. Alula gets the quick tap. Knows there's one around this corner. They're going to double push here. Drew sees one. Uh-oh. CLX gets that. Taggy gets one. Weezer gets two. Where's the third? I'm waiting on him. They're going to go all the way around. Vin has no idea. But they are going to go ahead and get the bomb planted on the A site. But they got to watch out. Coming from behind is going to be the one, the only, the Vinny. Again, can we see the second pistol? Vin could get two crazy taps. It's totally possible. But he's currently in panic mode. He's looking left, he's looking right, he's looking up, he's looking down. Will they pop this corner? And they will see here in a little back and forth. Uh-oh, Taggy's down. And now we're just waiting on Weezer. Waiting into the corner. Oh, in the best possible pixel angle. Not even having to expose. Okay, well, this is going to have to be a force buy anyways. So we're going to have to see what's possible. This might be the best game of the season. Last game of the season. The only thing better than this would be a 13-0, but, you know, 13-1 is next best thing. But that's not off the table, though. So we're going to go ahead and see what happens. We bought up. We got the Galeals. We got the Max, which are just deadly, versus the MP9s. Let's see which one's better. They do have that extra stopping power as far as the assault rifles go. Gonna pop this corner, coming in with the Mac. They get one. Halo and Taggy. This is 3 versus 5. 2 already down. Nade comes in, half already down with a little bit extra burn damage. So that's already gonna be down to that. Trying to spray and pray through the smoke. Nothing's happening, but coming from behind is gonna be Alula with the Galil. They got to make something happen, potentially, but no, that's going to be a 2-piece for Alula, and Drew does it again as the last and final kill man again for allowing it to be a 13-1. Might I add, this team was, I believe, 3 ranks higher in the board, but I would assume that that's probably changed now. So we got 17, 17, 12, 11, and 11. With only 7, 4, 6, 5, and 7 deaths. That's really good KDs looking around. Look at that, 117 and 115. Insane. So, Akimbo closing out this entire season on an absolute high note. Just way up here, being able to do that. So, I look forward to hearing what this is about. I'm assuming it's all due to ADP's just fantastic coaching ahead of all of this and has made all this possible. But we'll find out. So we will get to sit down and chat a little bit about what happened. We'll get with the team. Somebody's going to come in and we're going to talk about it. A little bit of how we got to 13-1 on the season finale, as I'll call it, here for season 49 before we go into the playoffs. We'll see all the rankings. We'll see how everybody placed as far as when we come back. So we're going to hang out for just a minute, and we're going to come back with someone to talk about it. Alrighty, everybody. Hello and welcome back. That was actually quite a short intermission. We've already got them ready to go. It's going to be a good time. We're talking to the kill mongrel himself. We got Taggy in the lobby with us. Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right, so that was insane. 13-1. Definitely a speed run that you guys did. So anything you prepare for? Was it the map selection? Because I know Tribes didn't actually play Ancient very much, so I'm not sure if that was part of the choice or not.
Honestly, I thought they were gonna ban Ancient and like force either Mirage or Vertigo, but because I thought they were a Vertigo team, but you know, new Vertigo update kind of throws a wrench in the works, so they probably decided against it because like I don't think anyone really has a game plan for that map, but we kept it up there just as a float because we wanted Ancient, and we ended up getting the map we wanted, so it worked out in the end.
Yeah, I suppose that works. You just got what you wanted out of it, and clearly it worked out quite well. I want to make a first point that not only did you take over their position in the rankings, you are now 14th place, but you guys absolutely decimated their rankings. They went from 14 to 39. You guys did it.
They're 15th.
Was it 15th? Let me refresh.
They're 15th. They went 9 and 5. They went 9 and 5.
Okay, I see where they're moving it to. Okay, so they're 15th. I was just saying, wow, they went down a lot. Okay, so yeah, they didn't get crushed that bad. Okay, second that.
Yeah, they're in playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine. Okay. I was just say, geez, they went down a lot. Nope. It decided to refresh my page and put me on season 48 because, that's what I wanted, right? But yeah, no. So they didn't really go down too far, although that didn't exactly go as I think as well as they wanted it to go. Again, did you guys have any particular plans for going into it? Obviously, if you thought you were going to go to Vertigo or anything like that, but maybe they were more keen to, did you guys make practice for that? Or was this just like, okay, we're going to our favorite map?
I don't know. We kind of just got in there and like I think Drew, looked at it a little bit and just decided, yeah, like we ideally want ancient. I mean, it's our best map by far so far, in terms of score lines we're putting up. So it's kind of natural that we'd want that map on a best of one. It's a map we're most confident in.
Yeah.
Like it's a map we need not too much prep for, in my opinion. Like we just need to understand the gist of what they do, and then we can work from there because we can just win our aim duels.
Yeah, so just kind of everything just kind of stars aligned, right? So it just kind of made it happen. You guys got what you wanted to do. This is the last game, and you're just rolling out, moving ahead a little bit up into the ranks, and not sure how that's going to work as far as seeding goes, but definitely giving you guys a great shot into the playoffs, moving up into a higher position. Any plans for that? Do you guys have a regiment in place that is ready to go for playoff training?
I mean, probably just practice a little bit, keep talking together, make sure we brush up on our new Vertigo knowledge, and then you know, just go out there and shoot like it happened for the past 4 or 5 games, and then we can roll from there.
So nothing too crazy. Just kind of make sure you get the time in, make sure you get everything that's kind of normal, get the practice in, and just make sure that you're fine tuning what you already have.
Yeah, just do it. It's been working.
That's fair. Definitely, do what's working until it doesn't work, and then fine tune it again, and then make sure it works again. Yeah, I like it. I like the plan. You guys are just sticking to what you know. In which case, so far it's worked out very well through the season. And you guys definitely making it to the point of qualifying and sitting at a very nice position as far as your rankings are concerned. And again, finishing strong. That's a fantastic showing of your guys' skills. And love the multi kills that you guys were just putting up all throughout the game, no matter what gun it was.
Yeah. I think it was really clean all around. Like Weasel was getting a lot of incredible flanks that I didn't think it was possible with the op. Like he's through elbow behind them all with the knob somehow. Normally you do that with a
Yeah.
rifle, but
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, just about all those Weezer kills. I think the cameraman was very happy with that. It kept going to him, so I think we got all those shots. We're talking about having a nice Weezer montage out of that. But definitely great showing from everybody. That this entire game was a montage relevant game. So congratulations on that. Multiple clips were made, so definitely looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Again, let the team know good job, that everything went smoothly, and hopefully everybody has enough time and practice ready to go as far as moving into the playoffs. And I guess just take it one game at a time.
Yep.
All right. Well, cool. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in with us. And we're having, like I said, love seeing what you guys do. It's always a pleasure, and you guys get some good, well-deserved rest, because even though there was a little bit of a delay, you guys sped run that straight through it. I think you wanted to make up some of that time.
Yeah, definitely the biggest blow of the season to end it off, because I wanted to make it for last time. I didn't want to wait any longer after Lula.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, the time to make it up. With like this game's got to be over with, so let's just obliterate, right? Let's just go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks, Daggy. Appreciate you coming in again. And it was definitely an absolute pleasure. And we'll be seeing you again as you guys roll into playoffs. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys as well for hanging out with us in here and ready to see all of the crazy things. Again, playoffs will be coming very soon. We'll have to wait for the teams to be ready. They'll be practicing and they'll be having a good time, following their regiments, making sure that they've got their aim on just locked down, making sure that it's right where it needs to be. And again, the first day will be an absolute nail biter for how those will go. But definitely we'll be looking very much so forward to that. So guys, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for getting all the amazing clips that we get to see for this entire game. Remember, 13-1 to finish off the season is an absolute banger of a way to do that. So you guys have a lovely evening. These guys are going to get some rest, and we'll be back in the hot seat as we roll through into the playoffs of season 49 as the regular season ends. So, guys, you guys get some good rest as well, because the playoffs will be on the way very soon, and I'll see you there.